Mekhi Becton from Louisville.
Yep.
He's actually 364 pounds. He ran a 5.140. I think that's the fastest time that I've ever run. I think I maybe got 4.8 one time in high school.
Bullshit.
No, I did. Seriously.
Yeah. Sure.
Wind at my back.
Oh, yeah, baby. What up? Yo, yo, yo. Simms Unbuttoned, Ahmed Fareed. He claims he ran a 4.8. I think he might have run a 4.8, but he fell off of a cliff to run that time. Not buying it at all.
It's not like I said 4.4 or 4.5.
4.8,
like
you're disrespecting 4.8. I mean, we have Run Rich Run at the end of the NFL Network. We might have to have Ahmed's 40 time.
I would do it.
Coming here. I'd like to see it.
I would do it.
I have no idea what your athletic prowess is to this point right now.
I've told you, I was a high school quarterback.
Right.
Not a mobile quarterback, but I was a short passing game.
Yes.
5 to 7 yards.
Yeah.
And, yeah.
Okay.
Broke the record for most attempts in a game.
All right.
Part of high school history.
Is that right? Okay. Well, we'll see. I got to see you actually move or do something first before I make any judgments on your athletic ability. We got a good one today, okay? We got some news to hit around the NFL. We know that. I want to hit on the AJ Bouye trade at some point. Yesterday, we had the trade between the Panthers and the Chargers with the offensive lineman, Trai Turner Russell Okung. That's going to be good to get into. Very rare that you see same position trades like that, tick for tack. I know one's a tackle, one's a guard, but it is still rare. And, of course, we're going to get into the thing that is taking the internet by storm.
Huh?
Yes. Top 5 ugliest uniforms today.
Yes.
You know that's coming, baby. We've done top 5 ugliest helmets, top 5 best helmets. Now we're going ugliest uniforms. Too many people on social media wanted to do it. It's a good conversation.
By popular demand.
Right. It's popular demand.
Do we go 5 best?
And then
everybody goes, no. The internet now, you got to
go
good.
Negative
you
first.
do bad.
Right.
Yeah, you always gotta start negative
first. And then we got the big on today. And I think he's on listening right now. Big Phil's here. What's up, Dad? You doing all right?
Oh.
Yeah, I'm doing fine. Couple things, sit up, son. Have good posture. I'm sitting. I gotta get my posture right. I heard that while you guys were getting ready.
That's Ahmed.
That's me. That's my.
What are you saying? You saying you can run a 4.8 right now?
I think I could run a 4.8 right now. Yes, I do believe I can.
Let me tell you something. How old are you?
I just turned 40 not that long ago.
You got 0 chance.
Thank you.
Zero.
As he was saying it, that he goes 4.8 right now, his face was turning red as he said it. So that tells you how much he really believes it.
That's like, we have a facility here that we're part of,
right.
And all these combat kids come in there, and okay, what do you think you are? Oh, 4.3.
Yeah.
4.3.
Right.
Everybody's a damn 4.3. 350-pound tackle comes in. Yeah, I think I can run a 4.4. Okay. And you know what? Nobody. You ready? Not one person ever lives up to what they think they're going to run.
Yeah.
No.
When they start training. Now they get better, but 4.3, 4.8. 4.8's honking it down to. Let's put it this way. Think of just the quarterbacks.
Right.
Think of some of the linemen that ran 4.7s and 4.8s.
Right.
I mean, they can move.
Yes.
So my point being is, do you think you could do that?
Yeah, I did say originally that was my fastest I ever run,
Right,
and that was my peak condition in junior year of high school.
I believe that.
Yeah,
but,
see,
man, we're talking
Kristen
about
even
a long
believed
time
that.
ago.
But
Yeah.
I think I could get back there.
You're crazy.
And the other thing is too, I think you guys on the podcast. Well, you can't do it, I guess, but whatever. I like to see you throw a little since you were a high school quarterback.
Yeah, well, yeah. There's
Okay,
something
right.
there. He can do it a little bit. There's some naturalness to his motion. We've had a few little tosses here around the office.
How far can you throw it?
Right now, probably 20 to 25 yards.
No, come on, really, seriously. How far
Back
can you throw it?
I could throw it 40. I think I could throw 40, 45. So not.
Just think, I could throw it underhanded farther than you could throw it offhanded.
Yeah, but what's your 40 right now? What's your 40?
Yeah, forever.
My 40, I haven't run one sprint action in at least 10 years or more, because sprinting is very hard on your lower back.
Yeah.
And so I just don't do it. I did it for a few times last year. I thought, oh, man, this feels great. I was just doing some strides, and, man, my legs feel. I just love that feeling. And then, did it again the next day. Oh, man. And then I had back spasms for a month.
Yeah, it's over. It's over.
It is. As Christopher once told me as we were playing basketball in the driveway, I said, I'm done. He goes, yeah, you're done. No, I said, you don't understand. I'm never playing again.
Right.
And he goes, no, I know. That's what I'm saying. Don't ever play.
Yeah, I'm with you.
So it's good. So what's going on?
All right, so here, first thing is, you heard us talk about our uniforms, our helmet things. You know,
my God, I know. What's the ugliest uniform in the NFL?
Okay, yeah, I want to hear, first off, I've said the Bengals helmet's the ugliest in the NFL.
It is the worst, and you are right. Please change everything. Get new uniforms.
Wow.
Did you know your dad was
Damn,
gonna
I
get
had
bored
no
with that?
idea he was going to make that take. I wanted to ask him because he grew up close to Cincinnati, being from Kentucky and all that. I thought maybe he might.
Yeah, but I was a Browns fan.
Yeah,
you
I know
the Browns
you were.
were there before the Bengals, and
Right.
I always watched the Browns growing up. And when the Bengals came, I did not like them.
Yeah,
You know,
okay.
I'm a Browns fan, so I was like, hey, I want to see the Browns every weekend, not the damn Bengals.
All right, so that's good. That's a good. That's good. The Simms agree on the Bengals rebrand. That's good.
Oh, man, come on.
Yeah.
The ugliest helmet in the NFL. At first, it was a great idea, but you're right. You know, clean it all up. Change the look of the uniform. I've heard you say that.
Right.
You know, just give yourself. And you know how players are.
Yeah.
Oh, man, look at our uniform now. Wow.
Right.
I just feel better. I look better. And, you know, I'll tell you what do most players do in the locker room before the game starts? All they're doing is look in the mirror. How do I look?
Right.
How's the uniform fitting?
Exactly.
You know, yeah, you know it. So, oh, well.
Yep. Okay. Other thing. Now, while we're on the Bengals, I haven't talked to you about this, but I'm just interested to hear your take or your thought on this. You know, a lot of talk about AJ Green, right?
Right.
AJ Green's going to be franchise tag. Do they keep him around to help support Joe Burrow if they draft him at number 1? Do you trade him away and start to get assets and maybe build the future of the team with Joe Burrow? You know, what's your take on AJ Green and where he is right now? What would be your approach if you were the Bengals with a guy like that?
Well, look, I think he's a great player. Still probably could be one of the top receivers in the NFL and all that. But here comes the contract. Are they going to franchise him? I don't know. That they haven't said yet, right?
No, they haven't, but I think they are. I think the common thought is that they will franchise him. Because, right.
I would put him on the open market, see if I could trade him. If I get something pretty good back, I would do it. You're in a rebuild, and there's no use starting with a receiver like him. And for many reasons, what do you get back?
Right.
Well, look, the NFL, I haven't been watching them on tape yet. I don't know who. If I had to rank the wide receivers 1 to 20, 20 could be number 1 and 1 could be 20. I mean, I'm exaggerating.
Yeah, but we know what you mean.
It's just an unbelievable deep crop of wide receivers, and they're going to keep coming. So you can draft these guys every year. There's going to be, you know, as I see in high school football, when we do all of our things, I throw around, I see these guys running and catching, I'm going, man. What grade are you in? Oh, I'm a sophomore in high school. Oh my gosh!
Right.
You know, I see pros.
Yeah.
Already at this young age, they're going to be pros. So yeah, I would trade him. You could draft a really good receiver in the 2nd round, 3rd round. Hell, you're going to get a starter in the 4th round probably.
Yeah, you are. You are.
I would do that, get that money, and try to do more things just to build the team.
What about the idea that for Joe Burrow? You know, what's better for his development in year 1? Is it beneficial to have a outlet or
that's a good question.
valve?
Well, that's a good. That's where I wanted to go too.
Yeah.
Right. Like, what do you you know? Because I've also made the argument that kind of guy like an AJ Green,
right.
He's so used to things being done one way, and he's such a force within the organization already.
I understand.
You know what I mean? He could smush the leadership efforts of a young quarterback, but also could also help him out on the field and have a comfort zone there. Where do you kind of lie with that thought?
Well, you know, Tyler Boyd had a pretty good. I don't know. I haven't looked at the Bengals numbers.
Yeah, but he had a good year. He did.
Well, and then John Ross. What was going on with him?
Yeah, right. He's been all over. He's been, it's injuries again.
Yeah,
this year.
Injuries.
Right.
You know, sooner or later, a lot of times it just comes to a point you go, I'm not going to get hurt.
Yeah.
And hopefully that's the time for him. And again, to draft guys. Hey, you know, doesn't have to be receiver. Draft another lineman because, my God, their line was horrendous last year.
Right.
So, you know, and the Bengals, they've kind of, and I've told you this, when I looked at the roster before the season started just going over and going, man, it seems like I've seen this same team for like 15 years.
Yeah.
And, you know, they need to really take some chances, the draft, trades, get somebody in free agency, a couple guys. I'm sure they got cap money. I don't know where that is. But
they do. They're in a good spot.
What a shock. What a shock.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
When you I guess when you look at the Bengals, like I forget who they drafted high in the draft. Jonah Williams, the tackle.
Yeah, Jonah Williams from Alabama. He couldn't play.
He couldn't play. AJ
AJ
Green couldn't play.
The one from Oregon, the other from Texas A&M.
Bouye, and then Jake Fisher.
And Fisher.
Right.
And they both completely. When I saw them, their rookie years down there at practice, I go, man, these are some good-looking athletes.
Right.
And I remember, I think it was Marvin Lewis. Who was, but boy, they've really never played like anything aggressive. So we got to get them going, and but they're going to make it, I think. And then I kept waiting every year.
Yeah.
They played Bouye. Fisher really never did nothing.
No.
And Bouye was not good. So they bought, and usually, I'll give them credit. They love the SEC, Big Ten.
Right.
My God, everybody they draft seems to come from there. When you look at the roster, you just go, oh, Big Ten, SEC, all that. But, those bombed out. So that kind of turned, I think, was a big turning point in their franchise where they thought they had maybe 2 franchise tackles, and neither one came out.
All right, so let's get to the good stuff here. All right, I mean,
that was pretty good.
It was good, but there's
just the
nothing
appetizer.
better than Tom Brady talk. Okay, on a Thursday in the offseason, right? All right, so I again, we've talked about this a little, but I haven't really heard your State of the Union. I want to hear your State of the Union here with Tom Brady, what you would be thinking, the rumors that are involved here as far as the Titans, the 49ers, any other teams to look at there, and just kind of what's your thought on the overall Brady free agency
And there was news, too. I mean, the news that just came out that Brady and Belichick talked for, I think, the first time. This is Tom Curran from Sports Boston, that they talked and that it didn't go well.
Sure,
it wasn't
shocker.
Nothing.
So, Belichick talked business and in a business tone about business. Shocker. Yeah, really surprised by that. But
it wasn't. It didn't get into the emotion. Oh, we've done this together, Tom. Let's keep it together. I'm sure.
Right. Well, first off, tell people that. Like Bill Parcells and Bill Belichick are not going to do that, right? So just explain that to people how they operate.
Well, now Bill was a little bit not quite, cut and dry like Bill Belichick is.
Right. Okay.
Parcells, sometimes emotions did get in the way. Maybe not with somebody like Tom Brady or this or that, but some other guys who were just fringe players who just gave it their all and everything, and he would really openly root for them to make the team.
Right.
And if it was when in doubt, they made the team.
Yeah.
So that was a little bit of a difference between the two, but it was business. Parcells was not afraid to make changes. After he won the Super Bowl, he would come to me and you go, "Hey Simms, your boy." I'm not going to name the names. Your boy, you better talk to him. I don't know if we're even going to keep him. I said, damn, Bill, we just won the Super Bowl with him. I don't know. I'm telling you. And then I started watching him.
Yeah.
And I went, oh, my God.
Yeah.
Coach is right.
Right.
It is over.
Right. Right.
But so you're right. Nothing happened. I think nothing's going to happen until the cap is settled and free agency starts and all that. And we'll see what's out there. Who's going to make a move? You said it this morning. I heard you. Ahmed, Tom Brady's not going to go to the Las Vegas Raiders and, have no chance of going to the Super Bowl.
Right.
2 teams, and I think you guys have already said it, it's got to be the Tennessee Titans or the San Francisco 49ers. Those are the 2 teams that I can legitimately say, wow, they do have a chance to go to the Super Bowl.
Right. I mean, is there another team in the mix that, you would even think – my big thing is, realistically, what other teams are there that you could really pin it to? Again, like to what my dad just kind of echoed there.
None.
None, right? It's really those 2. And then, of course, New
I would
England.
even argue this.
Yeah.
I don't care what people, the narrative's never going to change. It just doesn't. People are, I was getting ready to say people or something else, but, Ryan Tannehill is a talent.
Right.
Let's get over, in Miami, they didn't win. Shut up.
Yeah.
Holy caramba.
Yeah.
Now, once you have that great success and we put you on the pedestal, you can throw 40 interceptions, and what happens? Well, it's not his fault.
Yeah, it's always an excuse for it.
He needs 4 wide receivers and a running back and a great defense.
Right.
Oh, yeah. Oh, wow. I think I could go in there and get behind that center and win a game or 2 with that kind of thing. But Ryan Tannehill throws the ball. I'm not going to say great, but when you put it all together with power, touch, accuracy, and then put his athletic ability in there.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, you got a really, really good starting NFL quarterback.
Right.
And I hope it works out for him down in Tennessee.
Yeah.
But man.
Like if Brady, so what you're trying to say right now is if Brady doesn't end up in New England or doesn't stay in New England, that Tannehill might be somebody they fancy. Is that what you're trying to say right now, or are you just talking up Tannehill?
Tennessee?
Or in New England. Like I would think if Brady didn't end up in New England, let's just say he ended up either in Tennessee or San Francisco, I would think that New England is going to call Ryan Tannehill, and he would be towards the top of their list as far as a quarterback they could acquire.
I would think so. Absolutely. Listen, he's everything they like. He is, he turned into a leader this year. I never saw that in Miami, just because one, they weren't that good. The offense never really showed off his skills. Yeah, he got hurt a few times and all that, and of course, all the writers and fans in Miami, Ryan Tannehill. Nobody knew about him when he came out. Didn't think as highly of him as where he was drafted, probably. And it was always his fault. And I constantly would watch the games and go, damn, he looks good to me.
Right.
And I'll never forget, I've told you this before, and, I don't mean to cut, but Dan Marino, I don't know when it was, maybe the second year, first year, I don't know what. He goes, hey, Phil, this Tannehill can really throw. And I go, yeah, really? No kidding. I've known that. I watched it. I've seen it.
Right.
And I think Dan Marino was even shocked by his talent when he started watching him day after day going, man, he's a machine every day.
Yes, he is.
Yeah, so if Tom Brady left, it wouldn't shock me at all if the Patriots came calling and see if they could get Tannehill, because I don't know what's going on down there. I guess they can franchise him, right?
They could, but they got to make the decision.
But they got Derrick
Henry
so then they'd be letting him get on the open market. So that's where it gets interesting with them. And the fact that, what you're saying, and just as we're sitting here talking right now, I just wonder if the reason we haven't heard a lot of Ryan Tannehill, Tennessee conversation news yet, because I just wonder if New England has already reached out through the back channels to his representation to say, hey, pump the brakes. We might have some interest in here later on here in free agency. I'm just throwing that out there. I have no knowledge of that, but that is how the league works at times.
It's funny. It just popped up on my timeline here. The odds for who would replace Brady in New England if he was to leave.
Yeah.
Tannehill is the second highest favorite.
Jimmy G is one?
No, Jimmy G is down the list.
Okay. Andy Dalton one?
Andy Dalton is fourth highest on the list.
Who are we missing here?
Not Jameis.
Stidham is not here, so it must be if he leaves, he's not one of the top.
So who's one? Hurry up.
Number one is Teddy Bridgewater.
Wow.
The betting favorite to replace Tom Brady in New England.
I don't think there's any chance.
No chance.
I don't think Teddy Bridgewater's a New England guy. I don't.
Nope.
Yeah, I mean, nothing about him, first off, says he can throw the ball through weather in November, December, January.
Well, he wears gloves. Just don't forget that.
Exactly. So if he's wearing gloves, he can't really throw it anyways. I'm sorry. That's just my thought on the matter. If you're wearing gloves, you can't throw. You're needing the glove to throw. And so that would, and then I don't know if they would believe in really that skill type of a player either, nor do I think he's a good enough aggressive downfield thrower. So I'm shocked by that line actually right there.
Yeah, Bridgewater 1, Tannehill 2, Marcus Mariota the third highest betting favorite,
Right.
Andy Dalton, and then there's Jarrett Stidham at 5, so he is on the list.
I don't think Mariota. I don't know if he would be their type of guy either. Again, I think he lacks arm strength.
Right.
Just not a real fast decision maker. He's a decent athlete, but nothing to we got to make sure we keep him in the pocket. I think Ryan Tannehill is every bit the athlete that Marcus Mariota is, but he's bigger and stronger. He's just stronger.
Right.
And that's one thing I noticed. Plays stronger, moves quick, with power, all that stuff. So Teddy Bridgewater, he's a good NFL. He knows how to manage and work a game and all that. But is he going to make wild plays? No, he is not.
Right.
Go look at all the Saints games. I watched them all, and of course they started out real slow with him, which was right to do.
Right.
And they ran and they just managed games to the ultimate, and then they let him go a little bit towards the end. But still, it was what you see always. It's Sean Payton. We're going to get this guy open. Just throw it to him.
Right. Yeah. Bridgewater is the classic case of a guy who won't lose you a game, but he's not going to win you games either.
Yeah, I agree with that a little bit. I do.
So
so it'll be interesting. But everybody's very fascinated by him, and they bought in Minnesota, and nothing's changed, and he had good success and did a great job with the Saints.
Yeah.
And listen, that was a tremendous insurance plan they got when they got him, and it worked out great. And once again, the Saints, they could have been a Super Bowl winner just as easy as they lost that game.
Yeah,
so
right.
You know, what is that, 3 years in a row now? Sean Payton could be on that pedestal with Bill Belichick.
Yeah, right. No doubt about
he's
it.
sitting there looking for that second one once again.
Right.
Yeah, Garoppolo is 7th on the Vegas list here, and that's the fascinating discussion, and we talked about it a little bit on the last podcast. You can see why Tom Brady would want to go to the 49ers. Like, why wouldn't you?
Yeah,
right? You got a great defense. You got a Super Bowl favorite.
Right,
you want to
great
go back,
offensive coach.
Go back home. I guess the question is more from the 49ers side of why you would want to mess with something. I mean, you were the 94% favorite to win the Super Bowl in the fourth quarter with Jimmy Garoppolo. And I guess the one thing that I think about here, it's not necessarily a question of who's better, Jimmy G or Tom Brady.
No, it is that question.
No, not
I
totally.
want to hear a big figure.
Okay, we'll hear that. I do want to hear that.
But okay,
I do want to hear that because we did do a Twitter poll right now. And who do you think is better right now? And people out there, Chris, you posted this. 58% thought Tom Brady is better right now, which I actually was a little surprising to me.
I would agree. I thought it would be closer than that. But go ahead.
And the one thing I will add is that if you choose Tom Brady, you are getting something back for Jimmy Garoppolo. I mean, what do you think you could get back for him? A first-round pick? If you trade him?
I do.
So if you get Tom, if you choose Tom, you get Tom.
Right.
And a first-round pick.
No doubt.
If you choose Jimmy, you just get Jimmy.
Yeah,
so
and a team that doesn't have a first.
I don't think you'll get a first-round pick.
You
don't think so?
No, I do not. Too many quarterbacks in the league that are good. They're floating everywhere.
Right.
And, let's just judge him. Let's take him away from the 49ers, their run team, their run game, all the run-pass fakes and throws. I mean, come on. Listen. Most of those throws, he did make some good throws in the Super Bowl. People are, I think, very unfair against him about his Super Bowl performance. Oh, he had the ball batted down. Oh, well, yeah. Okay, if he was 7'8" and had to throw the ball to the receiver he's trying to throw to, it still would have been knocked down.
Yeah.
I love that. But, you got to throw it over the top of the defensive lineman. Now, when they raise their hands, that's about 8 feet.
Right.
So I don't know. It's just a dumb cliche.
So if you were to, if it's just Brady versus Garoppolo, who's better next year?
I'm taking Brady.
Yeah.
Without hesitation.
Yeah. Yeah, because
he's a better. It's just this. He's a better thrower of the ball.
Yeah.
Tom Brady is on a good team. They got a very good line out in San Francisco. They run a lot of stuff over the middle. He's a great over-the-middle thrower.
Right.
And, he'll throw it down the field, and they'll have those outside throws, which they really lacked at the end of the year.
Yeah.
Which I think we talked about this probably already, but when you watch that Super Bowl, Kansas City finally said, hey, you're not going to throw it outside.
Right.
So we'll just put everybody up here to stop your run and dare you to throw it to the guy outside.
Right.
So...
I'm with you too, Dad. I hear you. And I think for the 49er offense, I don't think there's any doubt that I would take Tom Brady the more I've thought about this.
Really?
Well, I just think Brady is a more slam dunk, better thrower of the football. Stronger arm, better spirals, better power. Everything about it, I look at it from that standpoint and go, yeah, Brady's going to be better. And then within that offense, like my dad just talked about, Kyle is the master of play action, in cut over the middle, 20-yard curl over the middle, quick slant over the middle, crosser over the middle, deep post down the middle. And I think if you do that, you're not asking Brady to bootleg and do stuff like that. I think he's handmade for that. I mean, come on, that's what New England did. They call it the pop pass in New England. They're famous for it. Play action pass, come up. Oh, there's Gronk, 15 yards over the middle. Bam, strike. You know what I mean? So from that standpoint, I do. My only question with Brady is one thing. And it's just, is he willing to stand in there and take a shot? If somebody's open 20 yards downfield and there's a guy open at 5 yards downfield, I thought he was quick to throw the 5-yard throw this year. It's my only negative with him at this point. And that's something that I think the 49ers are going to have to figure out if they're going to be comfortable with.
Well, I think his opportunities with the 49ers will be more.
Yes.
The talent, the scheme, how they keep you so off balance. And all that, and New England does too, but in a whole different way.
Yeah, it's a different way.
And
right.
I think he can run bootlegs and stuff. Look, to run a bootleg pass, you don't have to be Patrick Mahomes or Deshaun Watson.
Right.
People, you got to be mobile to get. Come on, you can be the slowest quarterback in the NFL and run a bootleg and make the throw.
Yeah.
It's really truly not very difficult. And so, but it's a great topic. But I'm just saying, just from that, we're looking at 1 year, and if he plays out there, and to my last thing, I'll keep it short.
Yeah.
If
right.
you want to win the Super Bowl, you got to be afraid. You can't be afraid.
Yeah.
To win big and win Super Bowls, you got to take chances.
That's right. New England's taught us that. You're right. New England's taught us that.
So the only thing I have with that, though, is that the 49ers probably should have won that Super Bowl. And if they do win that Super Bowl, we're not even talking about this.
No.
Right?
No.
If they win the Super Bowl with Jimmy G, which 95% of the time they do with a 10-point lead with 7 minutes to go,
sure,
we're not even considering this as an option. The fact that the improbable happened and the 49ers somehow blew that lead in the Super Bowl makes this a possibility. But I wonder if we're almost overreacting to the end of that game.
Yeah.
I know he missed that throw to Emmanuel Sanders, and you can also.
Well, listen. First, let me say this. Come on, he threw the ball 45 yards down the field. Everybody acts like that was a layup.
Right.
I mean, come on. I did not heard a stat. 57% of the time, balls that traveled that far were completed. Well, yeah, because most of the time they were probably wide open with nobody around them.
Right.
So I don't know. Come on. Every quarterback in the league misses that throw all the time during the year.
The one last thing I'll add, and I'll say, and I'd like to hear what you guys think about it, is let's say, we keep thinking of who's going to be better in 2020. Let's put Brady on the 2019 49ers, okay, where they had a significant amount of the season they were without their tackles in Staley and McGlinchey, and their guards aren't necessarily known to be great, effective pass blockers. I think Brady received better pass blocking in New England than he did with the 49ers. Say you put Tom Brady on the 2019 49ers.
Right.
Are we sure that that's a team that earns a first-round bye and is 13-3? Isn't that what they finished?
Yeah,
I mean, do we think that they are better in 2019 than they were with Jimmy Garoppolo?
I do. I think they do. Yes, I think I do. I think we're teetering on the line though of not being able to say that a whole much longer. Again, the one thing I'll continue to say is Jimmy Garoppolo, it is his first year as a starter. He's going to get a little better. And now, how much better? A little better, a lot better? I don't know, right? You hear rumors that, like Florio and I don't know who was it, Tom Curran made comments that, Shanahan's told people that he thinks he's reached his max and he doesn't know if the ceiling's a whole lot higher. So that's got to go into this decision too. And to your overreacting thing, hey, listen, I understand your overreacting thing too. The other thing that I think, we got to take into account here, we haven't heard the 49ers come out and squash this rumor yet. I mean, it'd be very easy for any of them to come up and go, we're Jimmy Garoppolo's our quarterback. We're not doing anything with Tom Brady.
They have said that, I think.
He talked about Jimmy had a great year last year at the Combine. They said a lot of positive things. But if they really wanted to squash this, they could come out right now and squash it. And to me, the fact that hasn't happened shows you a little bit that there must be something there. Again, where there's smoke, there's fire.
And my other point to all this is a little different. You look at the playoffs, and, I will say this. I thought Kyle and that they put him in some tough situations. In other words, there is no reason to throw the ball 8 times when you're destroying the other team.
Right.
You throw the ball to give your quarterbacks more reps, more confidence, and not everybody talk about leading up the Super Bowl. You only threw 8 passes in that championship game.
Right.
And, he should have thrown more. They could have, and all that stuff. And, I'm just a big believer. You always keep the quarterback in rhythm during football games.
Yeah.
So that was tough. They did it really, all of them. And, maybe a little more, they were a little more open in the Super Bowl, throwing the slants over the middle, things like that. And, so that was tough on him. They would not do that with, I don't know why they did it sometimes. If Tom Brady was the quarterback or something, they wouldn't have pulled back that much. So that kind of told me a little something.
Last thing, and you got to go because I know you got to travel, and we'll be done with it. If you were Tom Brady in year 20 and you've played in one, same system for 20 years, what's your thought about finally having to go somewhere else and have to learn a whole new language and offense and playbook and everything?
Well, Listen, I think.
Were you intimidated by that, like late in your career? Like when you thought about going to the Browns, to the Jags, were you like, oh, damn, I'm going to have to learn a whole new playbook and all that crap?
Not at all.
All right.
Not at all.
Yeah.
Well, I couldn't wait to do it. And then I had Dan Reeves my last year. You talking about a completely different verbiage and everything. I was like, wow, we used to say 5 words for a pass. Now I'm saying 23 words for a run.
Right.
Just one run. But that part of it was really fun, to see how fast you could learn it and, do these things. And I remember Dan Reeves, he had this one play that to throw it outside. We were, for all those years, I had Mark Bavaro, Zeke Bowatt, Lee Rousson come down the backfield. We ran seams like 5 times a game, and you know that.
Right.
Well, Dan Reeves wanted me to throw it outside when the guys were running seams. And we beat the Washington Redskins, I don't know what it was. I'm going to say week 5 or 6.
Yep.
And we're getting dressed, and he's standing next to me. He was shaving. I don't know what I was doing. And he goes, all right, I give up. And I said, what do you mean you give up? Hell, I'm going to design about 10 different ways every week for you to throw those damn seams because you seem to hit them all, so we're going to do it.
Yeah, because you hit a lot in that week 5 Redskin game you're talking about.
What?
You hit a lot of them in that game down in Washington, D.C.
Yeah.
You hit a few seam routes, right?
Well, that's when he said it. He goes, all right, I give up. You're right. We're going to do it. I'm just going to put – and, he was very clever. We did hit a lot of them with him. And he started doing it with wide receivers and motion and things like that, which were really good and all that. So it worked out well. But so I think going to a new atmosphere, it will, especially when you're changing teams and system, there's a little nerves involved, but also it's invigorating. And I'll tell you, he won't mind OTAs because he's going to be in there grinding, having fun, learning. Oh, my God, I didn't know you could do this. This is a cool play.
Right.
Wish we'd have done this. So all those things, I think, that wouldn't worry me. And Tom Brady, come on. We know he's very smart.
Yep.
They have a complicated offense. He knows everything about it, and he'll do this. If he does go somewhere else, he'll learn it just like he did in New England.
Yeah. All right, man. You the man.
All right, Ahmed.
Good talking, Phil.
I can't wait to hear when you're going to run this 40. What did Rich Eisen run his 40 in this year?
I didn't. You know what?
I think he broke 5.
He broke 5 this year?
I think he broke 5.
Are you sure?
4.98.
Wait. What do you mean he broke 5?
There's no way.
I thought that's what I saw.
You're just throwing out a lot lot of bullshit today.
That's why I felt like I could do it.
Yeah.
What do you mean he broke 5? He ran in 5.99?
4.9. Yeah.
Oh, because, I've seen him run every year and all that. And is this hand time or laser?
I think it's hand time, but it's always about him whether he could break 5.1, I thought, or 5.2 even. I can't remember what it was. There's no way it's 4.9. He's not getting 5.98.
I don't care
if
you got the slowest thumb in the world. Nothing against Rich Eisen. I think it's really great that he does it for the cause.
Yeah, that's
cool. And he gets out there. And listen, it is funny. He's out there with his damn suit on and everything.
You're right.
But, hey, look, Christopher, guys, Ahmed, you do the same. You judge athletes. He looks like an okay athlete, but he sure is not. Doesn't look like an athlete that's going to break 5. That's for sure.
Yeah, that's right.
So that's all I can say. Good for him, though. Raises a lot of money. That's all good. But it's like saying I could go out there right now and, hell, I couldn't break 6 seconds.
No, you couldn't.
No, I couldn't because I don't think I can open it up ever even try.
Right.
And if I did, please have somebody at the end of that run.
Yeah, we will. All
right, well, you guys have a good day.
All right, Phil.
All right, Dad.
I'll talk to you later.
See you,
Thank you, man.
Bye, Dad.
That's a big difference between 4.98 that I gave him and 5.98.
Yeah, a little bit. Big difference. Huge difference. It's a moneymaker type difference there. But I was surprised to hear my dad go hard on the Bengals, like me. We have not even discussed that.
He crushed
And
that.
then I didn't think he would be so quick to say Brady or Garoppolo and just not even a doubt he's going Brady.
Yeah.
So that's interesting to me, too. See, I learned things about my own father's thoughts here live on the podcast. This is what the benefit is of not over-talking to him on the phone too much.
You've cut him out of your normal life.
Well, and when I do, sometimes when we get to certain subjects and I know we might talk about it on the pod, I just go, hey, all right, just stop. We'll talk about it tomorrow. I don't want to know. Save it for the pod. All right.
What do you think? No, real quick.
Yeah.
What do you think of my idea, though, of you get your dad doesn't think they can get a first rounder for him.
I know. I think
a second rounder.
It's interesting. Yes. Your idea there. I mean, I would think that's spot on.
You think of the total package, right? You get Brady and whatever you can get for Jimmy.
Right. Yes. Right. And then you would hope hope that you get a Brady and he's not going to, and this is something I was told at the Combine last week that I've said during the week, you know, it doesn't sound like it's about money for Brady. He's not going to be asking for $35 million for a year. So you hope you can get him at a good number to go, hey, Tom, I know you're coming out here, right, because you want to win. It's the end of your career. You want to win a Super Bowl. You know, could you take just a few million less, and then maybe we could.
Could you go 15?
Maybe we could keep, you know, Eric Armstead and like things like that.
Or if he really does want to go there, be like, well, this is the price you have to come here for,
well,
right? I mean,
listen,
49ers have the leverage.
You're
He might go, yeah, fine.
You're right. I mean,
$10 million, I'll do it.
I don't think money's I don't think that this has nothing to do with money. I don't think money is an issue in the Brady household. So I don't think, you know, if I were him, I that's the way I would be thinking. And I think he thinks like that anyways.
And if they think like you, that in 2020, Brady's just as good as Garoppolo, and you can get him for a cheaper price, and you can trade Jimmy and get something back there, I mean, then it starts to make more sense for the 49ers.
That's the interesting thing. The Jimmy Garoppolo trade compensation is very interesting. It is. Because I think he's viewed in a lot of different ways throughout the league. I think there's some people in the league that go, oh, he's a borderline top 10 quarterback. But I think there's other people in the league where they go, no, he's not. He's borderline top 20 or 22.
And if the 49ers are willing to move on from him, that probably
that's going to scare some people too. Yeah. Exactly right. So, you know, there's so many interesting things about this Brady thing and the Brady discussion and all of that, and then just the ripple effects of what happens to the rest of the free agent quarterback market and where these teams end up. And, of course, we know there's teams that need quarterbacks and other teams that we go, ooh, they're going to draft a quarterback. But we also got to say they might want to bridge Jimmy Garoppolo-type quarterback to come in and, you know, hey, we might draft a quarterback, but we need Jimmy G for a year or two before we feel comfortable with letting a Tua play or whatever. So there's so many different things to go here. But that's that. Thanks to Big Phil. And then what are we? We're going to hit
trade alert.
Trade alert.
Trade alert.
Trade alert.
We got a couple, one that just happened yesterday. We got Chargers and Panthers getting together, making a trade that didn't make sense to a whole lot of people from the Panthers' point of view. So here's the trade. You get Trai Turner, the guard, going over to the Chargers, and then the Panthers get Russell Okung. So here's the deal. Some people say this is a salary move for the Panthers. You got Okung only for one more year, where Turner, the consensus is the better player, 5-time Pro Bowler, younger, 27, where Okung's 32, but he's signed for 2 more years, albeit at pretty good salaries, $8.5 million and $11 million. So just, what did you make of the trade? What did you think when you heard about it?
Okay, well, when I heard about it, I mean, like we talked about at the top, it's rare to hear that type of trade, right? So I was like, oh, wow, that's, you know, that's crazy.
And like nothing else, like no trade compensation.
No,
like
nothing, just straight up. You never hear just as this guy for this guy and end the conversation. And, you know, okay, so I know what everybody's first thought was, well, that doesn't seem right. Trai Turner has gone to all these Pro Bowls. He's young. He's just starting the prime of his career. I get it. I get all that too. Now, a little bit about this is about need, you know, too, where I do think the Panthers are just looking at their team going, damn, we have some guys here that we think can play guard. We don't have a freaking tackle, whether it's Cam Newton or we draft a quarterback in the first round. You know, hey, a new coach, he wants to feel good about that. You want to feel good if you're going to block Cameron Jordan and Shaquille Barrett in your division, along with, you know, everybody thinking, hey, the Atlanta Falcons are going to refurbish their defensive line this year. You know, having that franchise left tackle is a huge, you know, what do I want to say, pressure relief, because it stops so many things game plan-wise to where you go, oh, we're playing Khalil Mack this week? Okay, I don't have to come up with some, like, 57 different plays to hide my left tackle or protect him.
It makes sense from a football standpoint for the Panthers.
It does.
Look, a salary move or anything.
I'll even further it, okay? Because, you know what, this is what I do. One, I watched these guys all year. I kept a close eye on Russell Okung when he came back healthy after his blood clots earlier in the year. Now, first, that's the first thing we need to address. People see it and they go, well, Russell Okung only played 6 games last year. He's 32. Well, it wasn't an injury-related thing. He had blood clots. So that's a good thing as far as an evaluator is concerned. You're not dealing with like a guy that came off a knee injury or a shoulder issue or something like that. You know, so he's been given a clean bill of health there. And then I'll say this, all right, because when I heard the trade go down, you know, this is what I do. I downloaded film from both of these guys and started watching them and going, okay, let me go back and just look here and just really just focus on them. Not watch what the whole offense is doing or anything like that. And really what I came away from watching 2 games of each guy is I went, Russell Okung's the better player right now. Russell Okung, yes, he's 32, but he is a franchise left tackle. There is really there's no weakness to his game. So if healthy, he is that guy that we just talked about, where you just go, oh, you're playing J.J. Watt this week? He's got him. Don't worry about the backs. We don't need to slide the line there. Oh, you're playing Khalil back? He's got him. No worries. Trai Turner, still a good player. It was an underwhelming year, and I had written that during my notes during the season. But then when I watched just him last night, I sat there going, yeah, it's good, but it's not great. It's not great. So that scares me. Listen, he could have a down year. Guys have down years in the NFL. That happens all the time. The other thing I would say that just slightly scares me about Trai Turner, I don't like the way his body looks right now. Okay? And that would scare me. You know I'm a body guy, right?
Big body guy.
And when you're an offensive lineman and you start to hit a certain look, it always scares me because I've seen it my whole life, whether it was my dad's teammates or even my own teammates in college and the NFL. When guys start to get this unproportional look of very big in the midsection and starting to lose their thigh and ass, right? And it almost looks like funny that way. And to me, I see a little of that with Trai Turner, and that scares me. Now, the Chargers have great need at the guard position, and I guess they feel pretty good about their tackles. I know they have some guys there they like, and they're in prime position to draft a tackle or make a move that way too in the draft. So I don't know where it goes. Maybe they're going to be players for tackle and free agency.
Yeah.
But either way, both teams filled needs, that's for sure. And honestly, I would tell you that I think the Carolina Panthers won the trade as of this moment. Yes, I do. I think Russell Okung and Trai Turner straight up as players right now, if you make me choose, I'm taking Russell Okung.
Wow.
Yeah.
And you wonder, because, Matt Rule has some experience as an offensive line coach with the Giants. And
right.
You wonder if he saw the same things that you did looking at the tape.
I wonder. And then also, what goes into that too is like, they're redoing their team, right? Yeah. This is not about like winning this year. So I think he's also looking at like, okay, I like Trai Turner. He's a good player, but man, we're playing a lot of money and I got these few backups, or I feel like I could put them there and maybe get the same result or get a less result, but it's not that much less to where you go, right. It's a $12 million difference. You know what I mean? So I think those things are what you take into account, too.
There is some chatter out there that this is going to be a rebuild year for the Panthers, and I think that's what some people thought when you said trading away Trai Turner, some guy who's got a lot of potential at 27.
Right.
Do you believe that? Do you think that the Panthers are taking a step back this year?
Yeah, I think they're going to, I don't know.
You don't know what they're going to do with Cam.
Right. Yeah. That'll be a big tell. When he passes his physical about what they do with him, that'll kind of give us an inkling of what their plan is.
Yeah.
Now, I know everybody's saying like, oh, we think it's a fire sale and things like that. I don't think they're trading people like Christian McCaffrey and anything like that. No. Again, you're going to trade the best player in your team right now to why? So he can go somewhere else and we know he's in the prime of his career and then just throw it back in your face and then have all your fan base the first year of a new regime go, why did you trade away the guy that's got 2,000 total yards and, leading running backs in rushing and then leading running backs in receiving as well? And you just brought in Joe Brady, who came from LSU, who was before that in New Orleans with Sean Payton, and Sean Payton likes to throw the back, right?
Yeah.
I mean, he loves to throw the. So I would be shocked by that. I think they're just rebuilding their team. I don't think it's like a tanking for Tua type thing or whatever that is. But yeah, they're playing this in the long haul. This is not about winning this year or anything like that. They're building something for the future.
Sure. With an eye on the present still.
With an eye on the present
trying to win
still,
now.
Right.
Because we've seen in the NFL there's no such thing as a coach with job security.
No, right.
It's just, if things go bad enough in year one, you'll see teams move on.
Exactly. You'll see teams go one, and then that coach, or he saves his job, but then the coach can't ever get out of the perception of that like first year of like, oh, they were horrible the first year.
Yeah.
That's why I was always like, man, Brian Flores and them in Miami, they ain't tanking shit. Like, they know that they're going to go to the grave and they're going to be judged with that number in that first year.
Yeah.
Even if it was for like, hey, we tried to lose every game so we could get to it. Coaches just aren't going to go down like that because nobody ever gives them the benefit of the doubt 5 years later when they do get fired, and you can't raise your hand as a coach and be like, hey, does everybody forget those first year or two we were rebuilding and we were actually not even worried about winning games?
Yeah.
Like, no one ever gives the coach the benefit of the doubt.
Well, because even Kyle Shanahan, you look at him and the long deal for him and John Lynch, right? 6-year deal.
Right.
If they didn't have a year this year with Jimmy back, there would have been a lot of chatter.
There would have been a ton of chatter.
Even though he's one of the most well-respected coaches, and even when they were bad, but even for him, third year in, if there weren't results, he would have been in trouble.
There would have been a lot of talk. You're right. There's no doubt about it. If they didn't get in the playoffs, we would all be going, is this Kyle Shanahan's last year? If the 49ers don't make a playoff run, they might be gone, right? And that's squashed.
The pressure keeps building. Another trade we haven't talked about here on the podcast.
Right.
AJ Bouye. There's been conflicting reports on how to pronounce his name, Bouye or Boye.
I've been saying Bouye for a long time. I know that.
Bouya.
Yeah.
I think it's Boye. But either way, AJ is traded, and he's going to the Broncos from Jacksonville. He's had 7 years in the league. He's been around a bit, 4 years with Houston, last 3 with Jacksonville. Jacksonville's trading away everyone. No one wants to play there on the defensive side, it seems like. So what does this mean for, I guess, both teams' perspectives, but from the Broncos, because it seems like this is a Chris Harris replacement for them?
Yeah, well, I think there is a little bit of that. You know, and I've heard people say, well, wait, why would they take AJ Bouye and they're not willing to sign Chris Harris? Well, it's just Chris Harris is asking for a new contract, right? He's going to ask for a huge lump sum of money as far as guaranteed money, signing bonus, things like that. You know, right here, AJ Bouye, hey, it's $13 million. That's what it is. Is that maybe expensive for AJ Bouye in this part of his career? Hey, that's debatable. You know, I still think AJ Bouye is like a top 15 corner in football. You know, he's not that far away from really being a top 5 and top 10 corner in football. It was an underwhelming year there in Jacksonville. They are a team they're refurbishing. They're rebuilding right now. So they obviously didn't want to deal. Yeah, well, it seems like permanently. But, yeah, I think they're trying to get a fresh start and kind of retool their team to where they just I think saw the writing on the wall with Bouye and probably would have been a cap casualty no matter what, so they got him out of town. And the Broncos have a serious need at the position. They do. They need corners there. And, of course, I expect them to lose Chris Harris. But a guy like AJ Bouye, he's long. He's still a good man-to-man cover corner. He's going to help that defense out. And I think for like a one-year tryout thing, I don't think the Broncos had any issue with that as far as that goes.
There were some reports that Jacksonville was considering just letting him go.
That's what I mean.
So there was trade interest for him. They got a 4th-round pick for him, so they did well to get something back for him as they try to retool their team. I kind of want to go down the road of free agent cornerbacks for you.
Yeah.
There's some good ones out there.
There is.
And that's so important now with so many good wide receivers in the league. It seems like, and so many young ones coming up through this draft. We think there could be 5 or maybe even 6 drafted in the first round.
Right.
I think there's going to be a market for some of these guys. So where do you see as some of the, you got Chris Harris out there now, and where do they rank for you? Because here's where PFT's top 100, you got a ton of corners in the top 70 there.
Yeah, I do. And leave this up, Pete, dim a little slightest. But yes, first off, to your point, it is a very good year for corner play, right? It really is. I mean, even guys like that are not on this list, like Ronald Darby's out there, who's not a bad cover corner guy. Jalen Mills is going to be out there, right? Do I see, is Logan Ryan on that? Yeah, there he is, okay. Just going through names here just to look at it. Bashaud Breeland, he's another guy who played really good at the end of the year. So to your point, the market is really good. Now, the list you see right there, you see like Chris Harris, Byron Jones, James Bradbury, anybody watching on YouTube and seeing that. First off, Chris Harris has had the best career of the group. Chris Harris is coming towards the end. To me, the reason you're hearing the Dallas Cowboys flirt with Chris Harris Jr. is because Byron Jones is the cream of the crop of this group, all right? Because Byron Jones, when people turn on the film, are going to go, man, when Byron Jones is healthy, he might be the best corner in football. He's that type of talent. Byron Jones is going to get a huge contract from somebody. That's why you're not hearing him back to Dallas or anything. He is going to get paid a contract where he might be the highest paid corner we've ever seen in the history of football. It's going to be around that. Another guy like James Bradbury, who is another guy really under the radar and a talented player. I could see a team like Seattle being really interested in him. He's more of a zone than man corner, but has that size and length to be that Richard Sherman type for that system.
Yeah.
Really fits there. Byron Jones is a guy, just to get back to fit there, he's going to fit anywhere. It doesn't matter. He's a physical freak. There's a reason he has the world record in the broad jump and can run 4.3 and all of those things, and he's long on top of that. Chris Harris Jr., his value is as nickel back, right? It's nickel, and that's where his value is, and that's why he'll fit just about anywhere there is too. And I would think there's tremendous market for really all of these guys. Again, when you break down teams like, the Lions, the Cardinals, the Texans, the Giants. You know, these are teams that all have some money to play with. The Raiders, all not good at pass defense. The Seattle Seahawks, I would think, are all going to be in the conversation for these type of players, let alone you have some value type guys and like Bradley Roby and Jimmy Smith, who, when healthy, are really freaking good players, but are not going to be able to command like top market type number like that either, to where someone's going to get them and you're like, man, they got Logan Ryan for that number or Jimmy Smith for that number. That's a good sign for them. Man, that's what kind of guys they are. Same with Bradley Roby. So it is an interesting market, and there's a lot of teams, I think, with the need. That's why I think free agency is awesome this year. The quarterback market, of course, we know that's amazing. The cornerback market is amazing, and I think there's some teams with some real money that have some real needs there. And then that same conversation goes for the pass rushers. There's a plethora of pass rushers. There's a plethora of teams that need the pass rushers, who are the teams that are towards the top 10 in salary cap money.
Yeah.
And where I just go, ooh, there's going to be some big money and some bidding for players that get thrown around in this market.
The pass rushers are interesting, too, because I don't think there are a ton in the draft this year.
It doesn't seem that way. No, it does not.
That are prolific top 10.
No, you just hear the Chase Young and you hear about the kid from Penn State. I think those are the two guys that I continually hear about more and more as far as the first round draft picks are concerned. But when you talk about Eric Armstead, Shaquille Barrett, Jadeveon Clowney, Dante Fowler Jr., Marcus Golden, Everson Griffin, JPP, Yannick Ngakoue, who's going to be a tag and trade type guy.
Right.
I mean, that's pretty freaking insane. I mean, that's pretty damn good. Let alone, how the could I forget about Matthew Judon and Bud Dupree?
Yeah.
Like, they had phenomenal years. Bud Dupree, I would argue, as far as other than Shaq Barrett and Jadeveon Clowney, I would tell you Bud Dupree had the best year out of that group that we're putting on YouTube right now. So I'm sorry I just forgot your name, forgot you there, Bud Dupree. But yeah, I think there's some really talented guys there, let alone, Robert Quinn? Are you kidding me? He was the best pass rusher on the Cowboys last year. Yeah, he's getting up there near. Shaq Lawson, really good all-around defensive end type. Marcus Golden, 2 years after his ACL injury, he started to look like he did before the injury again this year. Double-digit sacks. I would think that gets better this year. So, to your point, there's a lot of good names out there, and there's money to be spent.
And you're right. There's going to be some tremendous values.
Right.
Some people who are sitting out that get left out that they just aren't picked are going to be out there.
You're right. You're just going to go, damn, they got him for that money? Holy crap.
So you need rushers to pressure the quarterback. You need corners to cover receivers, because there could be a situation next year where in Houston you have on one side,
are you going
DeAndre Hopkins is a master segue right here. I really tried hard on this one.
Oh.
You could have DeAndre Hopkins, and you could have on the other side Sammy Watkins, because here is a tweet we're showing to the YouTube audience on YouTube right now. Reunion from DeAndre, with a picture of him and Sammy back at Clemson. So it was interesting because Sammy Watkins tweeted something 2 days ago where he said, "Where's my next destination?" And in response to DeAndre tweeting that picture of them both at Clemson, he goes, "You never know. This is a business, brother. But if and when that time comes, I'm hitting you up, LOL." So, I mean, there have been rumors that Sammy Watkins could be an odd man out in Kansas City. He's making a ton of money.
Right.
They've got options there. With Hill, and they've got Hardman, so maybe they want to free up
Texans
some salary.
got a lot of Texans are one of those teams that need a receiver. Okay, I understand they don't need a receiver.
Yeah.
Okay, let me just say this: if Kendall Fuller is healthy, Kyle Fuller, what the hell is his name? Not Kyle, Will Fuller.
Will Fuller,
one of the damn Fullers. All right, Will Fuller, when he's healthy, is special and scary, a weapon. But damn, it's almost never. And then you have Kenny Stills, right?
Yeah.
So. I don't know.
You can say the same thing about Watkins.
That's what I was just going to say, right. So you're going to go, we'll trade out Will Fuller for Sammy Watkins, who doesn't play just as much as him?
Yeah.
That's where it's scary to me. So I don't know about that. Now, I do think the Texans have a ton of money. And, of course, we know, Hopkins and Watkins went to school together. But, I would think the first order of business for the Houston Texans is the two positions we just talked about. Their pass defense sucked last year. They couldn't rush the passer either. They don't have J.J. Watt is good. Don't get me wrong. He's not J.J. Watt, the superstar anymore. Yeah. Did you hear J.J. Watt's name called once in the divisional playoff game versus the Chiefs? No. So he's really good now, but that day's over. So they need a difference-making defensive linemen too. And I would think corner and defensive linemen are the two places you're going to hear right off the bat with them. And we'll see where the receiver goes. I would think they'd have to be a little concerned about finding that legit number 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do, because Fuller is just scary. And I don't know if I trust Watkins, especially at $16+ million a year, to come in and be that guy with his injury history either.
It does seem like Watkins' time in Kansas City is nearing an end because, as I like to say, where there's smoke, there's fire.
You like that, huh?
I do like to say that. So
You're
that's
funny.
some moves right there. I like that. You know,
Yeah.
it's not free agency time, but there are trades happening, teams getting creative,
Yep.
trying to upgrade, and I like your take on the Panthers maybe winning that trade. I think you're the first person I've heard say that.
Thanks.
Not unusual.
Yep. Well, you know, again, I'm not
limb.
trying to have a take. I just do what I see on film. And not to say that every film evaluation I've ever had is right, but you also know that I'm a psycho and this is what I do. And yeah, that was, when I heard that yesterday, I was like, damn, all right. I read it on, Pro Football Talk, and I was like, all right, I'm about to get home. Let me download some games from both of these teams so I can start watching these two guys.
Programming note, coming up on Sunday, I want you to check out Blues and Blackhawks. Now, Sunday is International Women's Day, and that night, the Blues and Blackhawks game will be making history as NBC Sports going to utilize the first all-female crew to broadcast an NHL game in the U.S. Kate Scott going to do the play-by-play. I worked with Kate Scott out in the Bay Area.
Awesome.
Did a lot of radio work there. She's very, very good. She'll be doing the play-by-play. AJ Malesko will be part of it as well. Kendall Coyne Schofield will be doing some of the analysis work as well. Catherine Tappan in studio.
Right.
So coverage starts 7 p.m. NBCSN. Puck drop is at 7:30. International Women's
that's
Day.
Cool. That's
really
cool. That's really cool. I don't know really. I've never met any of those women there other than, of course, Catherine Tappan.
Yeah.
But she's awesome. And I'm all for that. I mean, come on. Women are so much better than men. I mean, in my opinion, the earth would be so much better if we would just let women have a little more power and control. I'm a true believer in that. I know in my own household, the woman runs the house, because if I ran the house, shit would be okay?
Yeah.
Yes.
we all, when a bunch of guys get together for long enough, we all become dumber because of it.
No doubt.
I
mean, men are
do believe
stupid.
that.
I mean, they're just stupid. We're stupid. We're smelly. We're dirty.
I'm not that smelly.
No, you're not. You're pretty good.
I'm pretty
yeah,
good
I am too.
guy.
I'm not that smelly either.
Yeah.
I take pride in that, but unfortunately, not all men do.
So that's coming up
I'm
on
double
Sunday.
deodorant today. Did you know that?
You went double.
I went
you
double.
reapplied.
I went an all-natural version on the skin.
Ooh.
And then on my undershirt, I put some Old Spice on the shirt.
Oh, I've never heard of that.
You never heard of that? Yeah, well, I'm a trendsetter.
Do people do that? Do people normally do that?
Pete's going, it's not normal.
Pete confirms that's not normal. But it's interesting, though.
Yeah.
Do you feel like you just smell if you just put the all-natural on only?
Well, the all-natural on only, I sometimes don't feel like it's a strong enough scent.
Okay.
And then that Old Spice, though, you put that on, it's like having like a little way of almost cologne-ish, which I like,
Are you a sweater when you're doing the show? Like, do you sweat under the arms?
Just occasionally. I'm really not, but every now and then on Pro Football Talk, I've looked up a few times this year, and I've had pit stains. And I'm like, I've never been a pit stain guy.
I'm not that guy. That's not me. Who is
It
that?
tells me I'm becoming the old 40-year-old musty guy, which is scary. You know, becoming that musty old guy, you know?
I
guess
smell
I'm
your
on my
clothes,
way.
be like, who was wearing this? And that was me.
Damn, that's me?
Yeah.
Ugh.
I don't want that
Like, I used to
either.
get that with ex-coaches where you'd be like, damn, Coach is 59. He's got that old man stink right now.
And you can smell in the room. You go, I can smell a coach was in this room.
Oh, no doubt. You're like, oh, that was our offensive coordinator? Yeah, I smelled them down the hallway.
Pete says, speaking of gross things, we're going to the most demanded segment of our show today.
Dun, dun, dun.
The top 5, or should I say bottom 5, ugliest uniforms in the NFL.
Yes.
We have both compiled a list here. This is Karen tweeted out to us, to you specifically, a couple days ago. You should do a top 5 and bottom 5 uniforms like you did helmets. So, Karen, we're going to do that.
I like it, Karen. I like where your head's at. We're with you.
We're going to do that right now. So we'll start with the 5 ugliest, and then in the future we'll do the 5 best. We'll give praise where praise is due.
How do you want to do this? Do you want to reveal our number 5 together? Like you go first, I go first, or do you just want to go through your top 5 and then me do my top 5?
We can go 5 together because we do not know each other's
I don't
list.
know your other. I'm scared of
Chris's.
your list. I mean, you probably picked like the Raiders and the Colts to be like top 5 worst. I don't know.
No, I didn't pick the Raiders helmet to be my worst. I did pick the Colts.
I know you
to be
did.
my worst,
I know
though.
you
That's
did.
a bad helmet.
Whoa, look at this.
We got
field
a crew
day
coming
back
through
here.
on
Whoa.
the podcast, part of the show.
Oh, yeah.
See if anyone waves. Feel free to wave.
Whoa.
Yeah, Chris.
They're telling me to watch. These kids have heard the F word. Sorry, Mom. Mom might not have, though. I don't want to offend her.
The chaperone was very upset with you right there for a second. She was like,
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, let's do it. Let's both reveal our 5.
Let's do it.
Okay, so I'll go my fifth.
Fifth worst.
Fifth worst is, and I feel bad doing this because I put the Bills as one of my best helmets out there.
What?
The Bills all red, I'm going to put as my 5th worst.
Okay.
And this pains me because I like the Bills,
yeah,
and I love the color red.
Right.
Red is my favorite color.
Right.
But for some reason, it's just too much. I think the all red look for the Bills is bad.
Okay. I don't agree with you, but I don't love the all red. You're right. I don't love it. But I actually think I would like it better if they went all blue. Right?
Yes.
I think the all blue would be a better look.
I agree with you. I like the piping. I like the mascot. I like all that stuff. I just think
top 5 helmet, bottom 5 uniform.
And every team has, multiple uniforms.
So you're just picking the one uniform that you dislike the most.
Yes, you're going to go overarching.
I tried to go overarching all with a little bit of a sprinkle of like the one uniform I hate the most from that team. Okay. And that number 5 will be the Philadelphia Eagles.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, and specifically to your theme would be the all black.
Yes.
First off, the Eagles, you're not black, okay? I grew up watching you and you smush my dad and kill him with Reggie White and Jerome Brown, everybody. I don't like this. I don't like the black in your uniforms. You're green and silver, all right? First off, I'm a little bitter because I want them to go back to their old uniform. The Randall Cunningham, Reggie White uniform with the Kelly green and the silver wings on the side.
They've gone more dark green.
I'm sick of the black outline, okay? I'm sick of it. Even in their white and green jerseys, the black outline, all that, I don't like it. So, as much as I like Philadelphia and I like Doug Peterson and kind of like the aura of that city, I'm sorry. Go back to the old uniforms. I don't like this new one, and especially the all black. It's trash. Sorry.
That's legit because I do have an all black uniform on my top.
Okay.
Bottom 5. Here.
Okay.
Number 4 for me.
Yes.
Is the Buccaneers, and specifically the red jersey with the pewter shoulders and the pewter pants.
Yeah.
I feel like that combination is not good. Not appealing.
It's hard for me to disagree. It's not real. Come on. They have a special place in my heart, the Bucks.
Do you think, so we have a picture to compare. When you played, here was your look. I feel like the pewter's a little bit different pewter. You don't have the pewter on the shoulders.
Right.
You just have all red jersey. They're not great back when you played, but they may be better than the current incarnation.
I think they are currently better right now. And damn, I look good in that uniform. Even I can make it look good, so don't worry. Ooh, that's, I didn't throw that in the stands. I threw that into the pirate ship, okay? Oh. I threw that because I always said the first time I run in for a touchdown and something other than a preseason game, I'm throwing the ball at the pirate ship. Now, I lost $2,500 with that throw.
Why? From the NFL or from the team?
If you throw a ball into the stands, you're inciting riot, and you get fined in the NFL.
Really?
Yes, because they feel like people are going to, fight each other for the ball. Now, the other thing...
But you threw it into the ship, though.
I threw it into the ship.
Were there people in the ship?
And Paul McGuire, who was announcing the game with Joe Theismann and not Dan Patrick, gosh damn, I'm going to forget his name, but Paul McGuire says he threw that ball into the cannon. People have told me the ball went into the part where the cannon sticks out. It went into the square that the cannon was coming out of on the side of the ship. People have told me that it flew right directly into that.
You weren't trying to do that.
I was not. I was just trying to hit the ship. But he says it on live TV during the game. And I've had people up there who have said, hey, dude, you know that ball you threw went actually, into the ship, into the hole? I mean, I like my aim, but I'm not that good.
So it wasn't, you didn't even throw it at people. You should have been able to save that $25,000.
I should have been like, hey, Roger, you, I want my $2,500 back. No riot was incited. All right, I didn't mean that personally, Roger. I was just being funny. Right.
Okay, so
my number 4.
Your number 4.
I'm going to a team I played for, Tennessee Titans.
Ooh.
Yeah, sorry, and specifically the white jersey with the blue pants. One, hey, listen, this is not just a helmet discussion, but when you talk about uniform, it's everything encompassing. I don't love the helmet, all right?
Yeah.
And then I do think the uniform just has too much going on for me. There's just too much. I don't love the shoulders and like there you see like the gray sliver on there and all that. First off, are you gray? I didn't know they were ever gray.
Right.
So that confuses me. Yeah, so just the overall look of the Tennessee Titans uniform, not my favorite.
Yeah, the font on the
numbers is weird. Exactly right. I agree with you there. So I don't love that aspect of it. I actually do like this new helmet better than the old helmet, but I don't love it.
Yeah.
And pains me to say because I played for them for 2 years. But, yeah, this is one of my least favorite uniforms in football.
Yeah, I can see that. And the piping around the numbers, too, is not that attractive.
I don't like when they do the baby blue pants with the white jersey. I don't like any of that.
A lot of different shades of blue happening there.
Yes.
Number 3, ugliest uniforms for me. Here's my all black.
Yep.
I go with the Panthers all black. Now, there is a little bit of, there's a flash of that orange, which is not necessarily congruent with their
orange?
I'm sorry.
What?
I'm sorry, teal. I'm sorry.
I was like, wait, there's orange in there? I missed that.
Everyone listening right now is like trying to picture it in their heads right now and be like, I am totally lost. There is a little teal right there, which gives it a little pop, but too much all black. The all black, I'm just not.
You're not feeling
Can't get behind the all black.
Is there any team you like the all black for?
I don't think so.
Not even like the Ravens, who seem to be like, that seems to be fitting of them?
No, I don't think so.
No, I don't know if there's an all black team. Any all black teams that you think jump out to you? I'm not sure if there's one there that I'm all on board with either. You're right.
Full disclosure, seeing Christian McCaffrey running with the ball with that jersey kind of made it look a little bit better to me when I saw it.
Yes. So, I mean, yes. He looks cool, and he's got muscles popping out.
He looks actually very cool sporting that jersey right there.
Okay, so I'm with you, though. That's my third to worst uniform as well.
Oh, wow. We agree.
I actually, though, if you made me choose all their uniforms, I don't mind they're all black.
Okay.
This is the one I don't like. The silver pants with the black jersey. That's the one I don't like. I don't know what it is about it. First off, I don't know. The stripe down the side of the pants. There's no stripe on the side of the jersey. I don't love the stripe on the shoulder.
You're right.
I'm certainly not a fan of the helmet itself.
No.
Again, so I think all of it tied in together, I'm just not in love. I never have been with the Carolina Panthers. The one thing that came out to me more than anything with this little exercise, too, I don't really hate any uniform, except for maybe my number one that we'll get to. But everybody else, like, I really thought about this, and I had like 9 teams written down, and I was going through pictures, and I don't hate that uniform, but it is one of my least favorite.
I'm changing it to that one. I'm going to give the all black Panthers a pass.
And you're going to go to mine.
Because that one's worse.
It's worse.
I agree.
Okay, good.
Seeing it right there, that one's worse.
Right.
So, all black Panthers, you're off the bottom 5.
Yeah.
Number 2 for me is the all-white Ravens.
Wow.
And I'll admit, like, all white uniforms, white pants, white jersey, I don't like. Like, I saw the Packers, and I was like, I'm not a huge fan of that, but I couldn't put them in there because they're the Packers. You can't do that. So I'm predisposed not to like white on white, but I think the Ravens have the worst combination of the white on white.
Well, I don't love the Ravens uniforms either. I do like their white on white and black on black. I don't love it.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of stuff going on, too. First, I don't love their numbers either. I don't like the black and gold outlines on the numbers. I mean, first of all, gold? Where the f did the gold come from? I don't get it. Yeah. And I also don't love their helmet either. But I don't know. There's something about the Ravens, though. They're just mean and nasty, and their uniforms kind of scream that, too, which, like, fits it to me.
I get that.
But so
it pained me, but I looked at that all white, and I was like, I mean, look at Lamar Jackson right there if you're watching on YouTube. He always looks cool. Right there, not quite as cool. It's like, if you can do that to Lamar Jackson, that's bad.
Yeah, you're right, because he is cool. The other thing that's really ugly about them, I mean, is the patch of their state flag or whatever on their jersey.
Yeah.
Like, they have a really ugly state symbol, state flag. Sorry, Maryland, Baltimore, everything about you there.
It's out there.
It's just too much. Like, when the Maryland Terrapins have that crap on there, like, that's the ugliest uniform in all of sports.
Yeah. And they all seem to embrace it. Not every state or team in a state embraces the colors and the state flag, but it seems like they really want to.
A checker flag. I mean, I don't even know what the hell it stands for. Their whole state flag. It's
distinct. It's distinct.
All right, I'm diving into something on your list. My second least favorite uniform? The Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Buccaneers.
I'm going with you. First off, I like our old uniforms better. This is why I didn't talk too much because I knew I was coming up with this.
Yes.
First off, I do. I'm with you. I like the old uniform better, the one I used to wear, the one they won the Super Bowl in. All right? I'd still like to even see them improve that. But this right here, what we're looking at, the pewter pant, which is not like as pewter as it used to be. I don't know what that is. I don't love the jerseys. The number, again, is weird to me.
The numbers are weird.
I hate the shoulder shit, all right? I don't like that little orange streak.
No.
You know, we're not orange anymore, Bucks. You know, we're not. We're red and pewter.
They're trying to do it like a tip of the cap to
A tip of the old,
maybe,
right. I don't like it. Negative Ghost Rider.
Red and orange don't.
And, you know, of course, I don't like their helmet either. So, yeah, there's issues all across the board. And I can't believe it's two of my former teams here that I'm just talking crap on. And the Bucks are really special to my heart. I mean, other than, you know, they're one of the teams I root for, them and the Giants. So
what was it, creamsicle?
Creamsicle, right.
What did you think of those old creamsicle
uniforms?
Those weren't great either, though, were they?
No, they were so ugly they were cool. Like it was one of those kind of things.
Like an acquired taste. Like after a while, you're like, wow, I really like this. How can you like that?
I was
stared at
hurt
it too long.
When I left my first year there, after, you know, I got released finally after my spleen and all that.
Yeah.
They wore the creamsicle in a throwback game. I was like, I remember being in Tennessee being like, I always wanted to wear those. I never got to.
Would you have gotten to keep the jersey? Did you get to keep your jerseys then? So, like, if you wore a throwback, you could keep that jersey
I
then?
wore the ugliest throwbacks ever with the Broncos. Have you ever looked at the old Broncos throwbacks?
No.
Look at real quickly, just look at Broncos throwbacks. It'll come up. It's a yellow and brown uniform where we had yellow and brown candy cane socks.
It doesn't even look like the Broncos.
No, but that's what it was because it was like, it's very almost Wyoming-ish. But yes, I wore that uniform and have both versions of that jersey in my closet right now. I don't have the socks.
I don't remember that.
Yes, it was
recall
the 2009 season, and we actually beat the Patriots in their throwback uniform of the white helmet with the guy, you know, crouching with the ball. And we beat them in a game out there wearing those ugly things, and that was another one. It was so ugly, it was kind of cool, actually. You went out in the field, you're like,
it'd be the same thing. It'd be like, you look at it long enough, you'd be like, oh, no, I like it.
Right.
Okay, my number one.
I'm really.
We've agreed on two teams so far in this one. I like it. Number one for me, worst jersey in the NFL currently. We're going to Jacksonville. We're going with the white jersey on the black pants. It is the most generic-looking jersey. It's almost like if you had a video game and it's the starting template of design your team's jersey. It's like, okay, we'll just give you a blank slate, like just a generic jersey with just generic pants, and you can customize it from there. That's what the Jaguars settled on.
I get it. I mean, the Jaguars were in the final list for me. I couldn't put them in my bottom five. I actually like them better now than the way they were. I like that they've gone simple that way. It is a little weird. I think the reason, and you're right, this is probably their worst look, the white jersey with the black pants. I do like when they wear their all black. They're one of those teams that's very rare for me, but I do like that look.
Sure.
And I think they even have an all-white look that I've liked, too, before. I can't remember. I want to say I do. But, yeah, the Jaguars uniform's not my favorite, but obviously not my least favorite.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So your number one. I think I could guess maybe what your number one is.
Oh, you think?
Yeah.
You think you could guess? We're going back to the well, baby. Oh, yeah.
There it is.
Woo! Ugliest freaking uniforms I've ever seen. I mean, first off, come on with those pants. Are you kidding me with that crap? Get out of here. The shoulders, it's just too much going on. What am I watching, football or like an optical illusion? Can we just rebrand and simplify? It's the ugliest uniform. I'm not going to say in professional sports because there are some really bad ones in the NBA right now. But I think in baseball and football, it might be my least favorite uniform altogether. Rebrand, read my lips.
If you're listening,
Rebrand.
If you're listening and not watching, you've probably already guessed, but that's a Cincinnati.
No new taxes.
White tops and the black pants. So let's give them a solution. I feel like it's like you can't.
You're trying to put me into the graphics department, and you want me to design it.
I want you to go in the graphics department, spend an hour in there We'll bring a camera,
Yeah.
and you just sit with a graphic design artist. We have so many tremendous ones here at NBC Sports. And you just kind of tell them your idea and see if you can come up in an hour with a better look for the Bengals in 2020.
I'm not opposed to that. I feel like I can do that. I feel like I can, yes.
Where would you start? What would be kind of like the guidelines of
the helmet?
Okay.
We're fucking blowing the helmet off.
Get rid of the stripes.
So we're getting this, and I think I want to go black helmet with something orange that either says the word Bengals or maybe even just some cool small picture of a Bengal in the black helmet. All right, that's where I would want to go first. And then I would limit, hey, I understand, I don't mind the color combination of black and orange. I actually like it. But I just would try to simplify the so many patterns going, oh, it's a stripe, it's an orange, it's a white, it's a black, it's infused in black and orange and white. It's just, there's too much freaking going on. That's right. So that's where I would try to simplify it there. Like, you know, it might just have that old traditional, like, black jersey, orange numbers, and, like, just a real nice, clean, like, stripe around the sleeve that's orange, right?
Yeah.
I have some ideas. This
that's why I think you should sit down for an hour.
I know. I got ideas. I already told you what I thought the Detroit Lions should do. You know, the Lions simplified their uniform to where they just barely didn't make this list.
I almost put them
I know.
up, and it was really hard for me to
But they're another one where I want to go, like, it's time. We're going into the 3rd century, and you've still not won a Super Bowl or been in one. Let's, like, change it. All right?
They did change a little. I mean, they do have an all-gray one, which I don't think really hit, and I almost put that in there.
Yeah.
There's an all-gray pants and jersey for the Lions.
I want them to be navy blue and white.
Oh, see, that I disagree with
I
that.
want it to be Tigers colors. I want their helmet to
Tigers
be
done
navy
good.
blue with the calligraphy D on the side, right? We don't need a lion or the baby blue with the silver.
Honolulu blue.
I'm just sorry. I'm just done with it. Okay. All right, there you go. I want to hear everybody's feedback, okay? All right, I just want everybody to first off tell me, oh, and there's my throwbacks. There they are, the Broncos, baby. Yeah, look at those things.
If you gave me 100 guesses, I would not guess Denver Broncos.
Look at that. Look at that picture there, right there.
Oh, and they do have numbers on the helmet.
I have the helmet, too, at home.
That's what I was talking with Pete before we started.
Helmet is cool.
I said, I do want one team to go out there and put numbers on the helmet. I think that would be cool.
I hear you. I get that. The helmet is cool. Man, I'm just looking at this picture. Man, there's Champ Bailey, you know, a buddy of mine. That's Peyton Hillis there, big number 22, ex-Madden cover. 11, Ooh. Eddie Royal. 79. I can't remember who the hell was 79 on our team. Damn. Oh, it might have been Ryan Clady. Good job,
wow,
Pete. I think you're right. I think that is Ryan Clady. Man, he looks freaking big right there. Holy cow.
Look at what he's doing with his socks, too, if you're watching on YouTube.
Yeah, guys started pulling him sideways, the candy cane.
Oh,
yes,
interesting.
Yes, they did. I did not partake in that activity. But that's it. Please get back to us. Let us know. Let me know whose list is better, me or Ahmed. And I want to hear everybody else's thoughts on worst uniforms in football.
We'll do best.
We'll do best next week, and we'll talk and discuss some of your comments as far as what other people think are the worst uniforms out there. You got anything more you want to say?
You're proud of me that I didn't put any traditional power.
I am. I mean, I was about to be like, if this guy puts the Cowboys or the Packers or the Raiders on this, you know, I might have to have words with you. But all right, have a good weekend, dude.
You too.
All right, peace out, everybody. Peace out, homies. Have a good one. We'll be back on Tuesday. I think me and Floria are going to do a little PFT PM Chris Simms joint collaboration. We're going to hit a lot of free agency news and maybe try to peg some players to teams where we think it makes sense and there's a need there. So everybody be good. Have a safe weekend. And we're going to do it Monday, not Tuesday. Dim a little lightus is telling me on Monday. Sorry. See you Monday. Peace. Have a good weekend. Yo, what's up? Come on, man. Subscribe on YouTube to Chris Simms Unbuttoned Podcast. I need you. Please hit the subscribe button, please.